pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, everybody. Morning. First thing we have on our agenda, approve the minutes from last week, and Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Anybody have any changes or corrections to the minutes? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We have a bid opening for the Columbian Park ramp, neighborhood ramp project. And the first bid we have is from Dixon Construction for this project. We have 3 bids. And their bid for the project, and there was only one bid, right? That's it?
No, we've got 2, 3.
I mean, no, I'm talking about
Oh,
the...
I think so.
Okay. The bid for the project is $283,200. 283,200. Dixon Construction. And this was Edward and Jones Concrete out of Indianapolis. And their bid for this project is $161,100, 161,100. And this is Reith Riley, their proposal, or bid, not proposal, but bid for this project is $197,320 and no cents. 197,320 for their bid. Those are 3 bids we have. Chair will entertain a motion to take these bids under advisement.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you very, very much. Thanks for all the bidders. We appreciate it. We have a bid under advisement of the lead service line replacement, Phase 2. We'll go to new business. Hi, David.
Good morning. Dave Payne, Purchasing Manager. I have a recommendation for award for a bid that was opened on May the 19th from DA Dodd for replacement of a boiler at Lafayette Renew. And the total bid amount that they had was $148,900. And I would ask for your approval.
Okay, Chair will entertain a motion to approve this recommendation for award to DA Dodd on the boiler project. Second. Moved and second. Any questions for Dave on this? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Next is a contract for the same project. I ask for your approval.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the contract for DA Dodd on this project.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Questions on the contract? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And then lastly, a notice to proceed, and it does have a condition that actually the boiler's not here yet. So once it arrives, then Renew and DA Dodd will communicate and set a start date.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed on the same project.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Legal counsel.
Yes. The board is being asked to approve an agreement with BF&S to assist the city in evaluating a potential large diameter water transmission main from the Glick Wellfield area to the city's upper pressure water system. You know, as we are aware, that we have been investigating for long-term water needs for the community and a new well field, including opportunities for additional wells near our current Glick well field. The study is to help determine whether or not we can run a transmission line from that well field to our upper pressure system. Right now, we believe there is water there, but we are limited by the size of the pipes that currently exist. So we are, the study area that we're looking at is heavily developed and contains significant existing public and private utility infrastructure, so route feasibility and selection is not straightforward. BF&S will evaluate potential corridors and routing alternatives, including along Union Street, Sagamore Parkway, Greenbush Street, Underwood Street, and connecting collector streets. The work will also include coordination with existing utilities and review of easements, right-of-way constraints, and other constructability considerations. The anticipated connection point to the upper pressure zone is near the intersection of Sagamore Parkway and Union Street, adjacent to the Water Street Union Tower. So what we are asking for today, the first agenda item is actually a new on-call services agreement with BF&S, and then we do have task order 1 for this evaluation study at a cost of $47,000 with the study to be completed within approximately 75 days. And I am recommending your approval and happy to answer any questions.
Okay, so this is the agreement between BF&S and the city for this on-call
Yes.
agreement to do this work.
The first one is just an on-call agreement, and then we have a task order following up.
So we're talking about the on-call agreement
Yes.
right now. So let's get this on the table, see if we have any questions. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this agreement with BF&S for this on-call work that they're going to be doing for us.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Anybody have any questions? No? Okay, I read the agreement. I don't have any questions. Okay. We have a motion, and a second to approve the agreement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Thank you very much. And then the second part of this is the task order.
Yes, the task order for the $47,000 route feasibility study.
So, Chair, entertain a motion to approve this. I assume this is task order number 1
Yes.
on the same project, so with BF&S. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this task order number 1.
Second.
Moved and seconded. This is, go ahead.
Is it, so is this part of the 47,000?
Yes, the study is the 47,000 is to complete the study.
Well, whatever task orders will be in that amount.
Yeah, well, so we have we've done this for the on-call agreement with BF&S we discovered was like 15 years old. So we just wanted to get a new on-call agreement in track. Task orders are typically used for smaller projects and short timelines like this. So if we do have another project in a similar type of scope, then that we would bring that as just a task order in the future.
Thanks.
Other questions? Okay, hearing none. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this, basically I'm calling task order number 1
Yeah.
for this, for BF&S.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions on this? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Okay, Waterworks?
Morning.
Morning.
Steve Moore, Superintendent, Lafayette Waterworks. You have before you this morning engineer's certified bid tabulation and bid evaluation letter for the lead service line replacement project Phase 2. One bid from Atlas Excavating was received on May 19th, 2026 for the project. The notice of award for the project will be presented before the board after the bond closing, which is scheduled for June 18th of 2026. Contract price of the awarded contract is $14,959,865. City will be utilizing a total of $10 million to pay for the project, which includes $5 million in grant money and $5 million in a 0% interest loan received from the Indiana State Revolving Fund. Once funding is depleted, the contractor will only be able to invoice for the work completed up to that point. Bid will remain under advisement until June 18th, and no action is really needed from the board at this time.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Claims.
Good morning, Jeremy Deal, City Controller. Controller's Office has reviewed claims totaling $4,005,880.57. I request the board's approval to make payment of these claims.
Entertain a motion to approve the claims as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Anybody have any questions? I don't either. Eric, anything?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. So we have a motion and a second to approve the claims. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
you.
same sign. Thanks, Jeremy. We have a special event request, bicentennial public art presentation.
Good morning, Dennis Carson, Economic Development Director, and we're requesting special event road closure for 9th Street. This is for the bicentennial sculpture dedication lighting ceremony, which will be June 9th at 8 p.m. The road closure is from 6:30 to 9:30, and it'll be on 9th Street from South up to State Street. There'll be a hard closure at 9th and South, a hard closure bound by the Art Museum, and then a soft closure at State Street and 9th there. So we have coordinated with police and fire for safety and security. We have sent out the good neighbor letters last week. And I think that's it. We're asking for your approval. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, Chair, entertain a motion to approve the special event request for the dedication of the bicentennial art memorial piece.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Questions for Dennis on this?
No.
Looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, almost done. So, and just also want to say the public is invited. Again, it's 8 PM on June 9th, on that Tuesday evening. So have everybody come out.
Great, thanks, Dennis. I have a motion, a second to approve the special event request. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks,
Thank you.
Dennis. Thank you. All right, Matchbox Annual Fundraiser.
Good morning. I'm Samantha Braden. I'm the studio coordinator at Matchbox Co-working Studio. We are requesting permission to shut down the street for our annual fundraiser on July 10th, 7 to 11 p.m. We like to shut it down earlier in the morning for preparation. It is on 6th Street in between Alabama and South Street, right in front of the building. This would be the 4th year we've done it. It's our biggest fundraiser. We have a live auction inside, music, local food, and activities. It's a really good event, so we're just requesting permission.
Okay, this is an event on July 10th, and Chair, entertain a motion to approve this special event request for Matchbox Co-working Studio.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Questions? Again, you've done this before?
We have, yes.
I know, several times, so good. Okay, we have a motion, a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Both same sign. Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you.
coming. Hey, ready? Do we have a Children's Box Parade for North 9th Street or South 9th Street? South 9th Street. 9th Street Hill.
That's right.
Whatever you want.
We are looking to continue the Children's Box Parade closure for the street on July 4th from 10 to 12 from Hitt to South Street.
Okay, this is, again, coming up from 10, you have 10 to 1 here, but 10 to
No, it's
12.
10 to 1? Okay, I had 10 to 12 on my notes, so I apologize.
10 to something,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
It shouldn't go past 1, no way.
This is on July 4th, the Children's Box Parade. You haven't done this for a while, a couple
No, it's
years?
been a few years, yeah, but
Yeah.
they've done, this is the 28th one.
28th one. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the special event request.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved in second. Anybody have any questions on this?
No.
Okay. Motion a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Hope you had good weather on the July 4th. Hope we all do.
Yeah.
We have a banner request for the League of Women Voters, and Chair, entertain a motion to approve that banner request.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We have an animal control appeal hearing that'll follow. We'll recess for a few minutes and then re-engage with the animal control appeal. Ready to start? Let's go ahead and start the animal appeal. We'll call the meeting back to order, and Jackie, turn it over to you.
Yes. We are here on an animal control appeal filed by Kristen Emery for the seizure of her animals Faith and Anubis. As we always do with these hearings, the first thing we're going to do is have animal control come up, and I'm going to start with Chief ACO Goins.
Hi,
Good morning. Can you please state your name and title?
I'm Sarah Goins, the Chief Animal Control Officer for Lafayette.
Okay. Are you familiar with the dog Faith and owner Kristen Emery?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Before April 2026, had animal control had prior involvement with the animal Faith?
Yes,
Okay. And does that include a January 2024 incident involving Faith running at large?
yes,
Do you have any, was there a nuisance animal agreement issued in January of 2024 for Faith running at large?
there was, yes.
Okay. And why was that issued?
Because we'd had several instances of Faith getting loose when Kristen was living on Karen Court. Faith and I believe the other dog in the home at the time that belonged to a different individual were constantly running loose and or getting out of the backyard because the fence was not up to snuff.
Okay. So what expectations or warnings were provided to Ms. Emery at that time with the nuisance animal agreement?
When our nuisance animal agreements are issued, the owner is warned that anytime the animal gets loose after that, we have the right to seize that animal. It is officer discretion at that time. The animal also must be either spayed or neutered and microchipped.
Okay. And so the nuisance animal agreement was issued in January 2024, and now we'll turn to April 14th of 2026. Was there an incident that animal control was called out to?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me about that incident?
So a call came in and a couple had reported that their dog had been attacked by an off-leash white dog. They described it as a pit mix. And there was also another smaller dog involved as well, a smaller black and brown mixed breed dog. They advised that they were walking down the street and a female had either let her dog loose or lost control of her dog at that time. And the white dog ran across the street and attacked their dog. I will say the injuries during that were very, very minor. There was one small puncture wound on the victim dog's cheek and a red mark up near where its ear meets its head. That was all. There was no humans attacked, no humans with injuries from that incident.
And were there any videos or photographs that you reviewed as part of that incident as well?
Yeah, the owners of the victim dog sent me a video of, they were standing in a parking lot filming the female owner walking away. At the time, they thought they knew where she lived. When they showed me the video, I could tell from the female's voice and her mannerisms that it was Kristen.
Okay. And so did you then make contact with Ms. Emery?
I did, at her apartment on Hartford Street.
Okay. And what was that conversation?
I asked Kristen about the incident. She did not deny it. She said that she was trying to come out of her door and Faith was trying to slip past her. Faith is a strong dog. And she said that she was telling the people just to stop for a second so that she could regain control of her animal. They said something to the effect of, oh, it's okay, our dog likes dogs, or something like that. And Kristen tried to tell them, like, my dog is not always okay with other dogs, just please wait for a second. And Kristen was also concerned just because they were walking with small children. She didn't want Faith to knock their kids over or anything like that. And the couple continued down the street, and Faith did get loose from Kristen at that time.
And so why did you determine that a dangerous animal agreement was appropriate in that situation?
Because ultimately Kristen did lose control of Faith, and she did leave her own property to go after another animal.
Okay. And with the DAA, what are some of the specific requirements of a dangerous animal agreement that an owner is supposed to abide by?
They have to follow the same things with the nuisance animal agreement as far as spaying and neutering the animal, having it microchipped. The animal must always be walked by a competent adult and must have a muzzle on when it's off property and can only be walked on a leash that's 6 feet or shorter.
Thank you. And did Ms. Emery voluntarily sign the dangerous animal agreement?
She did.
Okay. And based on your experience, what public safety concerns led to the DAA recommendation?
Just simply the fact that Faith did, she did cross the street to go after this dog. It wasn't like the dog was in her yard or anything like that. And I guess maybe I use that sort of as I issued the dangerous animal agreement instead of seizing her for, basically, she was violating her nuisance animal agreement at that time as well.
So you did the DAA to allow her another opportunity with the animal?
Correct.
Okay. Do you believe
That incident happened when?
that this one was April 14th, 2026?
Okay.
Do you believe that the return of the animals to Ms. Emery would result in further violations of city code?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a recommendation for the board today?
I worry about the dogs in Kristen's care when she's not doing well herself. So,
We can come back to that. Why don't we bring you back up maybe towards the end and you can complete that?
yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gomes. ACO Craig. This is ACO Craig's first animal control hearing, just
Congratulations.
so that you are aware. So ACO Craig, can you please state your name and position?
Ashley Craig, Animal Control Officer for the City of Lafayette.
All right. Were you called to assist the Lafayette Police Department on May 20th, 2026?
Yes, I was.
Okay. What was the nature of the call when you arrived?
I was called in because a auto theft had occurred and there were dogs in the vehicle. There's also allegations of a dog potentially being thrown from a vehicle, and they needed the subject. Kristen Emery was being taken to jail at that time, so the animals had to be removed from her care.
Okay. So who all was present on scene when you arrived?
There were two LPD officers that were conducting a field sobriety test on Kristen Emery, and then there was a group of bystanders that had witnessed the occurrence with the issue with Faith.
Okay. And what was Miss Emery's condition when you encountered her that day?
She was unable to answer any questions to me. She was not making complete sense, kept saying that, I kept asking where Faith was in the situation because Kristen did not have Faith next to her. Anubis was in a police vehicle at that time without a leash, and she just kept repeating that Faith was in the hospital, that it was just in the hospital, and then she was unable to answer any other questions.
Okay. And were you aware that Faith was subject to a dangerous animal agreement?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you heard ACO Goins talk about the restrictions under a DAA. Those are your understandings as well?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And when you did locate Faith, was she wearing a muzzle?
No, she was not.
Okay. In your view, is that a violation of the dangerous animal agreement?
That's a direct violation of the DAA.
Okay. What condition was Faith in when you observed her?
Faith she was quite, in my opinion, scared in the moment. She was kind of cowarding. She was with a bystander at that time, was not with Kristen. She was walking very gingerly, was not putting all pressure on all of her feet at that time. And she was just coward, tail tucked, just with people that she did not know. So,
And did she have injuries that you observed?
yes, she did. She had all three of her paws had torn paw pads. One was to the point that you could see bleeding occurring from it, and then she also had a broken toenail that was bleeding at the time.
Okay. Are those injuries consistent with the animal being pulled or dragged?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Did bystanders provide any information on how Faith was being handled?
Yes, there was one specific bystander, the gentleman that was holding Faith at that time by her leash, that he told me that he saw Kristen Emery dragging Faith behind as Faith was trying to not walk with her. He walked up to Kristen, told her that she shouldn't be doing this. This dog doesn't want to go. Apparently, it was quite a while on on the road specifically, not in grass. At that point, Kristen then handed Faith over to this gentleman, and the gentleman walked away with Faith.
So did the information you received from bystanders and the observations that you saw raise concerns regarding the animal's welfare?
Yes, it did.
Okay. What concerns did you have regarding the safety and well-being of both dogs if they're returned to Miss Emery?
In this situation, it's kind of tough. Faith was definitely injured in the incident. She allowed me to look at her paws almost immediately. She was laying down in the back of the dog crate and in the shelter when I got there as well. Anubis did not have any collar on. He was just there. That's why he was in the police cruiser instead of being out on a leash. She was not coherent. She couldn't speak with me. She couldn't tell me where her dogs were or anything that happened in that situation. It was not a safe environment. The dog was injured. The allegations of a dog being thrown from a vehicle was not brought to by any evidence. I did not have anything to evaluate that way, but she was clearly injured in that situation, and it was not a safe environment for her to stay in.
Okay. And was Anubis also seized despite not being a dangerous animal of the DAA?
Yes, he was. He was seized on ordinance of our basic care ordinance.
Okay. And is your concern limited to the immediate incident, or did it include the owner's inability at that time to provide safe care?
It was the situation of both. It is both.
Okay. And based on your training observations, what is your recommendation with regard to the return of the animals?
The situation is very tough. Kristen is very good to her dog when she is coherent. The issue that I have is that we have picked up her dogs 3 times in the past month because she is having to go to the hospital or something is going wrong with the dogs. When she is in the right mind, she is very good to her dogs. I do not have any concerns of abuse with that. My concern is that she has relapsed multiple times, regardless of on medication or other drugs. She was not coherent. She couldn't tell me anything. So I, at this time, would recommend not giving the dogs back to Kristen Emery.
Thank you, ACO Craig.
Thank you.
Ms. Emery? If you would start with stating your name and your address, and then as I explained to you before this meeting, this is your opportunity to provide information to the board.
No problem. My name's Kristen Emery. My address is 1026 Hartford Street, apartment number 2, and it's 47904. Today I brought in paperwork. Can I give it to you guys to look
Yep,
at?
you can, how about you describe some of the paperwork, and then the
Okay,
board can
so
decide
I
if,
have- so-
not every single piece, but generally
Right.
what you have, and the board can
So
decide from
I
there.
have my emotional support letter from my doctor my emotion, Faith is my emotional support dog. I've had her since she was born. And she's been with me ever since then. This is dating back to 2023. She was born on May 5th of 2023. And I have paperwork like proving that both Anubis and Faith are my animals. I have paperwork. I went to the doctor yesterday. I was finally able to get in because I had ran out of medication. So I have the appointment printed off, and I also have the other schedule for my therapy. That would be really beneficial. They also referred me to case management to help me maintain with all of my medication and seeing the doctor. I have a discharge paperwork from the hospital from the 14th, I believe. And then I have their paperwork from them being released before.
So, Ms. Emery, can I help kind of maybe summarize what you're trying to?
Okay, so I wrote down notes.
Okay.
I do suffer from bipolar, PTSD, depression, and ADHD. So with that, I don't recall everything that happened that day. I do remember me seeing that Faith had been hurt. So she pulls really hard when she sees another dog, and that's why she was supposed to have a muzzle on. When I don't take my medication, I can become incoherent, and I hadn't had it because I was waiting on a doctor's appointment. However, I did have that appointment yesterday. I also have therapy on the 9th. So I do remember letting her stay with someone before the cops got called over an auto incident because she had been hurt. And I'm familiar with a couple people down there, but I don't know who I handed her to or anything. But I do know afterwards, like the extra overwhelming feeling of her being hurt is what sent me into like a full-blown manic attack. Yeah, like I said, I had an appointment with the doctor. Faith, however, is a very vital part of my safety plan and my recovery with my depression and my bipolar. She's been with me since she was born. She was one of my puppies. And the depression has gotten worse the past couple weeks since I haven't been able to see her or talk to her or even go visit her. And I'm just requesting to get, if the council feels it's too overwhelming for me to have 2 dogs with Faith's history, I understand that. I am requesting to get Faith back for sure though, because she helps me maintain a vital part of my mental health recovery and safety plan. I have a safety plan from Sycamore Springs that they have written on, also, and spending time with her and walking her and taking care of her is like my whole life. I go to work, which I went back to work this past week, and I've been doing better, and I've been maintaining. I do have my medication. I brought the bottles if you guys would like to see them, and I brought a muzzle too. I know it's a lot that I've dealt with animal control in the past couple weeks, well, the past month. Like I said, I had ran out of medication. Sycamore Springs is packed. So getting in with the doctor sometimes, if you miss your appointment, is really hard. But like I said, I did see her. I have a drug screen report that is all negative. There is THC in my system from about a month ago, but there's nothing else in my system. This was mainly mental health. And I can assure you, if I can obtain Faith and get her back, like I will do my case management, my doctor's appointments, because this has been the scariest time for me, and I've been through some stuff, but this has been really terrifying for me because I rely on Faith, and she relies heavily on me too. She has separation anxiety. I do know how to control her. I haven't really had an episode like this in a while. It's not something that happens all the time. And for a few years after the nuisance or her getting loose, like we did really good, and so I have a place to live, and it would just really help if I could get her back. I feel like it would help me and her both.
Ms. Emery, can I ask a follow-up question? So go back to your case, have you been in case management before?
No.
And,
Well, back in 2014, I had case management through Area 4 because I'm on disability. Like I have this is my disability.
Right.
It's bipolar and it's bipolar 1, PTSD, depression, and ADHD. But Valley Oaks told me after I see my therapist on the 9th, the therapist is the one that sends me to the case manager.
Okay. So your current plan is to receive case management
Yes.
services through Valley Oaks?
Yes.
And that's not something you've added to your healthcare plan before?
No,
But you're-
I've never
but you're
done that
doing
before. They offered to do that, and I said, yeah, that would definitely help, because I know that I need help with stuff like that. And I also am getting, referred to an entitlement specialist in order to help me with my insurance, all the stuff that's overwhelming me, because I haven't gotten my social security check in a year. They said I made too much money in 2022 or something, but it has been approved. I am getting it back. It's in the middle of processing. So I've been really overwhelmed with finances. So it's just been a really rough time the past few months. My grandma's been helping me with my rent, and so I've just been really mentally overwhelmed. But I pulled it all together, and I went to the doctor, and yes, I've never had case management, but it is part of the recovery plan.
Okay. Board have any questions for Ms. Emery?
So just to be clear, we're here for,
We're here for two dogs. Both Faith and Anubis were seized. It sounds like Ms. Emery is saying that she would be willing to let Anubis remain in the custody of the shelter, but she is asking for Faith to be returned. And I think we all acknowledge that this is a difficult one.
well, what I heard you say a few minutes ago was that everybody would agree with. You said it's a lot.
Right.
So there's a lot going on here, and all I want to say is,
Sorry.
oftentimes, the issue we have with the ordinance is because of an unsafe dog that's a danger to other people, and I think that's true here. But also, the concern I have is that the dog was injured severely. Sounds like to me. So I have a real problem with the dog. You've stated, you don't know and you don't remember and you can't be sure what happened, but the dog you can see, it's terrible what happened to the dog. And the dog doesn't have any choice in the matter but be dragged around. That's not fair.
I understand.
So I'm not inclined to allow you to have either one of them back based on that. That's my feeling.
I understand.
Sarah, do you want to make any other comment?
I
Okay.
understand your concerns. I can assure you, if I get Faith back, this isn't going to be another problem. That's why I lined everything up, and she's just I know she got hurt. I've been very upset about that too. I do believe that's why I let her stay with a stranger that I didn't know when I was walking, because even in that state of mind, I knew she was hurt. Otherwise, I would have continued. And she does pull when she sees other dogs. I don't know if that's how her paws got messed up, because she pulls aggressively. She's a 110-pound dog. And I apologize for,
Well, I mean, you don't have to apologize, but I mean,
I
I'm
understand.
listening to what the officers are saying, and, you know, you do have a lot of issues, it sounds like, and you're very honest and upfront about that, and I get that, but, you know, given that, I hear you, I also heard you say that, you know, the dog's important to you for therapy,
is.
but all I would say to that is that there must be something else that can help support your situation other than a dog. I'm just not comfortable returning either dog to you, based on what I've heard.
Anybody else have any other comments, thoughts? Yeah, this is a hard one.
I don't normally offer suggestions, but I think I might in this case. This is a very challenging situation. Ms. Emery has been quite frank and upfront of her challenges. I do appreciate everything that she has done since this to try to gain, you know, control of her situation and things. I feel it's a positive that she's enrolled in case management now as well. And this is one where I almost wonder if this is a situation where we do give another opportunity with very strict parameters and, you know, understanding that you have to maintain your treatment, case management, all of those things. But this is an absolutely last chance situation. Because I do feel, and I don't have as much experience with you as animal control does, but I do feel like you are earnest in trying to be better, and I feel like you acknowledge the difficulties in that. So this is one that is challenging, but I do think that she has done enough in the last, since Faith was seized, that it may be something that, yeah. So, but that's just my 2 cents.
My concern with that is, I can buy that, but I think about the dog next week or in next month, and who's going to verify that there hasn't been another episode and the dog's injured and nobody knows it, and the dog suffers?
I wouldn't mind letting animal control stop by once a week to see.
And I don't know if they have time for that. I
I'm
wouldn't
sorry.
put that on them. I don't know what provisions there are, if there are any, to check on the welfare of an animal before there's an injury or death.
And those are legitimate concerns too. This is not an
Yeah.
easy one.
Well, I mean, that's, you know, I wouldn't feel good walking out of here with that in mind. I hear you, but I also, you know, I feel for that dog.
No, I do
And it
too,
means a
and
lot.
I'm like traumatized that this has happened, because I've had episodes before and she's never been hurt. And like, and animal control has helped me with that. But, I understand where you're coming from, I really do.
Well, see, I don't know if there's anybody that can check on the welfare of the animal.
My grandmother checks on me, and she's been checking on me more because of this. Since it hasn't been an issue in quite some time, she's been coming over every day, every other day. A case manager, I believe, comes once a week. So I am gonna have a support system that can verify that she's okay, at least, like maybe the case manager I could suggest
Yeah,
checks in
I
with.
don't- Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. I mean, my motion would be that we don't return the dog.
So
That would be my motion.
motion, is there a second to that?
Second.
So it's been moved and seconded that we don't return either animal. Discussion?
I'm inclined to agree with Ron for the reasons that he has stated. I do like the idea of the possibility of that, as suggested. But I don't feel we should place any burden on animal control, police department, or anyone with the city be that check person. But how we would set that up,
My
I
grandma,
don't have an answer. Well,
I'm sorry.
I agree, I don't disagree with you. I mean, and I actually respect.
Thank you.
I'd look for somebody that's more of a neutral person.
Okay.
I
Like a
don't
case
know,
manager, maybe?
Yeah, for
don't know
sure.
who that would be or how that could be
They,
set up.
they would definitely help me with that. They know she's my emotional support animal. Like I said, I have documentation from the doctor's office. She's been with me like all this time. But a case manager, I think they come once a week. And so on the 9th, huh?
Who's your case manager?
It's through Valley Oaks.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot of their services. So on the 9th, I have therapy, and after I talk to the therapist, that's who sets me up with the case manager. And then I also see an entitled specialist, but the therapist is the one who has to set me up with the case management. And I waited 2.5 years to get in with Valley Oaks, because I came back to Lafayette in 2019. Faith was born in 2023, but I waited from 2023 to the beginning of this year I did therapy in 2022. And then I had to wait, since I wasn't in the system anymore, 2.5 years to get back into this. But I understand, and a case manager, I'm sure they would be glad to help me with that, knowing the history, once I explain the history and like your concerns and my concerns too.
We have a motion and a second. Anybody want to make any further discussions?
I would say I too worry about the long-term care of the dogs. Even if she has just one, I know that you're dealing with a lot. Managing your health is very serious, time-consuming, stressful situation, and I'm not sure adding the control of the dog to that helps you. I know it's an emotional support dog, what you're
Yeah.
stating, but
Honestly, I don't have any friends. Like, I quit socializing in Lafayette just because there's a lot of stuff going on that I don't want to be part of. And she's my best friend. Like, that's who I talk to every day. And that's who's there when I get home from work. And other than my grandma, my family lives up north. And I understand the concerns, I really do. And this was never supposed to be a thing. I was diagnosed when I was 18. So I've dealt with this all this time. And I usually manage pretty well, especially since I've got on the right medication. As I said, yeah, I would just really appreciate one more chance. And since it is obvious that it's a lot, I'd be willing to surrender Anubis. He's a puppy and he would get adopted fast. But Faith, I can control Faith. I just need to work on it more, for sure, in wearing her muzzle and making sure that she is safe and other dogs around her are safe. But I can assure you that I won't be here again. Like, this isn't going to be an ongoing thing. I've never hurt my dogs. My dad was abusive to our animals when we were growing up, and I have never, ever put hands on my dog like that, ever. And as I said, she pulls when she sees other dogs. That's why she has to have the muzzle. So I'm not sure if that's how her paws got torn or not. I've been really concerned about that too, though. But she's never been hurt in the past, and even in these incidences. So maybe
How's the dog cared for while you're at work?
she stays at my house. I only work part-time, so I work 4 or 5 hours a day, and she's fine. Like, she doesn't have a separation anxiety as bad as Anubis does. But so she usually sleeps all day. Like, I'll leave and she's on my bed, and then I'll come home and she greets me at the door, and then I call her a mattress princess because she likes to stay on my bed all the time and relax and sleep. As she's gotten older, she's calmed down. And the whole reason I got Anubis was because she was getting dog aggressive. And I was trying to like stop that, but it was a lot taking him on. He was chewing everything up.
Yeah, I think Anubis is not an issue here. I think it's a
Right.
matter of faith. My concern is obviously about you, but I'm concerned about the public.
I understand.
And so this is, again, a no-win situation for anybody. But I am concerned about you. And I'm concerned about your mental health and your ability, and I understand how important a dog is. So if we don't return the dog, I really don't know, I mean, I'm concerned about your mental health and as obviously as you are, you know, all the things you're going through. Where do you work, by the way?
I work at the McDonald's over by the mall, and I also have a job at the photo booth at the portrait studio at JCPenney. I just started.
Okay. all right.
But that's only like 4 to 5 hours a week. So McDonald's is the one I mainly work at, 4 or 5 hours a day.
All right. So we do have a motion, a second. Anybody else have any other comments? Ready to vote? Okay, we have a motion, a second, to deny return of both dogs, Faith and Nubis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm opposed too.
Okay, so we need to figure out what, okay. Procedurally, we need to figure this out.
I'm not sure we're capable of doing that. I think the dogs need to have a welfare check somehow.
Okay,
And I think that, this is my mind anyway. And if we know what's going on, yeah, I'm concerned about if you get home from work, how you take the dogs out. Are they on a leash? Are they going to be muzzled?
Yeah, I have-
The dog out, not dogs, but the dog out.
I have a muzzle, and yes,
Have you put the muzzle on her before?
Yes, she's had the muzzle on before. I had 2 of them animal control left me, and I can only find 1, so I'm assuming, because she tries to pull it off. So I'm assuming during our walk that day.
Dogs don't like muzzles like
Yeah, I'm assuming during that walk that day.
But that's not a problem. If you want,
No.
so I think if we can, because we had a motion and a second to deny the appeal, which failed. So we still need to maybe break it up and maybe make a motion specifically on Anubis, because that
let's do
seems to be
Nubis.
pretty clear.
Turn to a motion to approve the denial of return of Nubis. It's been made, motion, I'll make a motion, and you have made a second. It probably goes without saying, right? All those in favor say aye.
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 Yeah. All right,
it's
so
unanimous.
Anubis will not be returned, okay? So we still have, so the issue of your appeal with Faith, we do need to establish, because I don't think the board's intention is to just let you have Faith back without any restrictions, and I don't think that's what you want. So what it sounds like, what I'd maybe recommend is, if this is where the vote was, is to maybe modify a motion to allow Faith to be returned in whatever conditions you might think. For example, if she's picked up by animal control again, there's no further appeal right. Like, this is one last chance. You need to understand that. Maybe ask her case manager to check in. I don't want to burden animal control, but she can send me an email maybe once a month to let us know how she is doing and if there's any concerns with the animals.
Yeah, I can set that up.
Anything else, Sarah, Ashley, that you would like to see if Faith is returned as a condition? Is she already spayed? Is she vaccinated?
Yeah. She's microchipped.
Okay.
All that done.
Okay.
Her and Anubis both, I took them.
Okay.
I feel like, sorry, I don't.
No, go ahead.
If we were to pick Faith up anytime,
Yep.
if she is out with Faith and she has to go to a hospital for any mental health reasons,
I was asked that.
anything that's related to that,
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to her potentially getting Faith back. I just,
Yeah, so it's very, we're going to make this very, very clear.
I understand.
The board is giving you one amazing opportunity to show that you can do what's best for you, do what's best for Faith, and do what's best for the community. This
100%.
is your last opportunity. If Faith is picked up for any reason, we're not going to have a chance to come back here again. She'll just be removed. Do
I
you
understand.
understand that?
Yes.
And you are okay with these conditions that the board is imposing today?
Yes.
I would like to, is it possible to have our case manager, for us to know that the case manager has been talked to about this issue?
Yeah, actually, if you, what we'll,
I want to know that.
yes.
Because if not, if the case manager is not willing to go in the home with, this is a big pit bull.
Yeah,
This is a
she's
big
very
animal.
nice. She's people friendly. She's dog selective.
Well,
So,
whatever, I mean,
Okay.
there are people that are not, your case manager may not be real thrilled to
Right.
go into a house with a 100-pound dog. So, I mean, there's all sorts of issues that go on around
Right.
this, so if we
When-
can't get, I'm not happy about this either way, frankly. I'm upset about this either way.
Yeah.
Because if something goes wrong here, it's on us.
I understand. I 100%
And
don't want that to
that
happen.
really is not, I don't like to put anybody in that, I don't like to put this board in that position, the city of Lafayette in this position. So I'm upset about allowing this return. But I also understand you. I mean, I don't understand you, but I understand the concerns that you have. I get that.
Thank you.
So if we do something, it's got to have,
Yep. And I-
whatever that may be, I don't know what it is.
Right, and Kristen, I'm going to make sure to get all your contact information, including your email, and then I'll send you an email with kind of all the details of today, and then I'm going to expect for your case manager to reach out to me for information. So you're going to need to, once you go to therapy and get assigned, you're going to have to keep me posted on what's going on, and then I will expect your case manager to reach out to me so I can talk to her about that, and then I'll probably have her talk to animal control as well if she has any specific questions on what we're expecting.
100%.
But this is your final opportunity.
I really appreciate it. Faith is like a child to me.
Sure, absolutely.
I'll make a motion to conditionally return Faith. Only if the following two conditions are followed.
Okay.
First, a wellness check can be set up. If it can't be set up, no return.
Okay.
If the person is afraid, and I think you understand.
No, I do.
I really get the gut impression that you understand that. So that one, a wellness check can be set up and it be done by a
Case manager.
more broad, non-family member
Right.
type thing, so that it's an independent
Right.
type review. And secondly, that if there is any tiny incident whatsoever reported to animal control, Faith is gone permanently.
I
No
understand.
return to the board, no return process.
I understand.
That's the motion.
That would be my,
Go ahead.
So you don't have a case manager yet, correct? 'Cause
No,
you
I
to do
have therapy. Yeah,
first.
I have therapy, but I can call,
We cannot,
I can call Area 4 and,
Hold on.
oh, sorry.
Eric, I'm okay with the wellness check thing, but we cannot hold Faith another week at the shelter, waiting for her to go to her appointment. Like, I don't wanna do that to the dog. I mean, I still want all that, like the check-in with the case, I want all that. But I don't wanna do that to Faith, and she will not be able to afford to get that dog out of the Humane Society if we do that.
Can I call, can I make a suggestion? Can I call Valley Oaks today and contact them and see if there is a case manager available, what their name would be, and tell them what's going on, maybe? And you said I'm gonna get your email?
I guess what, Eric, what you're saying is that you can't pin all those things being in place before the dog.
right, yeah, and that's a valid point.
So are you
What do we
okay
do
with
the
us
dog
releasing
in
a
this
dog
interim
today,
period?
pinning all those parameters we just talked about?
Yeah, once it's drawn up and like we have a document for her
Yeah.
to sign, yes.
And you need to do what you need to do because this, your dog's, well, your mental health and the dog's well-being is dependent upon what you do.
100%. I understand.
So can we, you made, your motion was dependent upon that being in place, right? Those things, which is not gonna work.
That was my intent. I didn't state.
To return
Should have
the
thought
dog.
that piece through first. Should there even be a deadline? That if we don't have those pieces in place by a certain date, maybe it's this Friday.
I would be a little hesitant on establishing deadlines just because I do not know Valley Oaks' process on how long it takes if you see a therapist, how long it takes to actually get assigned a case manager or anything like that. So that's my concern on that. You know, if they're able to get anyone from Valley Oaks to reach out to me today to just confirm that she is in process to receive these services, I think that's probably the best we can ask for sitting here today.
Megan Moriarty,
And we can, even if it's just Ashley and I, can go do wellness checks on Faith until the case manager is in place.
I appreciate that.
So how do we state that? Motion?
I think the motion would be to return Faith upon the conditions that Ms. Emery reach out to Valley Oaks and ask for them to confirm that she is in process to receive services.
Call you.
Yeah, to call me, to reach out to me, to confirm.
Can I ask a question? So if she can't give you a phone call, can I go print paperwork off?
Sure, whatever,
Saying what
just
my-
something to show
Okay.
that you are indeed scheduled to receive, these services.
Okay,
and
is
are
your
on
office
track.
in this building?
It is. We'll
Okay.
talk details
Oh,
after
sorry.
this, okay? So
Sorry.
let's just get the motion. So, return of faith contingent upon her providing information from Valley Oaks that shows she is enrolled in therapy and is scheduled to receive case management. Animal control will perform wellness checks as they deem appropriate in between now and when a case manager is assigned. And then the case manager will report, need to report any incidents as they occur. And if animal control picks up Faith again, she won't be returned. It's a really long motion, best I could do.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate you
So
guys.
Eric, will you make that motion?
That's the intent of my motion. I'll make it that way, and
Thank you so
that'll
much.
be my motion.
Is there a second? I'll second that. Have a motion and a second on that motion. Anybody have any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
No.
So that resolves the animal control hearing. The board's role is done. ACO and I will talk to you on the details for follow-up. Okay?
Okay, so
So this
just-
meeting's concluded.
Just step out there.
We'll talk to you, yeah, we'll
Oh.